Hello, welcome back to my channel, Appealing Book Reviews. Today, I'm excited about doing part one to a song for you, My Life with Whitney Houston, Robert Crawford. So, the beginning of her book, the introduction, she tells why she decided to write this book. The first chapter is titled My First Time. The first time I met Whitney Elizabeth Houston. So they met over the summer of 1980, and Robyn had a job as a at the East Orange Community Development Center as a camp counselor. She talks about how her coach helped her got the job as a camp counselor. And she also talked about how she didn't really notice Whitney at first because she was backed up against the wall. She was handing out papers, enrollment for the program. So she met Whitney. When she met Whitney, she asked her name, and Whitney gave her full name, Whitney Elizabeth Houston. She said Whitney even told her where she lived and everything like that. Then she found out that Whitney went to an all-girls school, a private school. She found out that her mom sang a backup singer for Elvis Presley, Aretha Franklin, and that Whitney was also the cousin of Dionne Warwick. She found that out about Whitney, that she was also the cousin. And then her mom was the founder of a gospel group called the Sweet Inspirations. She also talked about, Robyn also talked about that summer, how they were shaping their friendship over that summer after, she got to know Whitney. She even described Whitney skin, how her skin was like a peachy brown. But once she got the information on Whitney, they were shaping their friendship up. Whitney and her was shaping. She was 19 and Whitney was about to turn 17 years old. And she talks also about how she went to even visit Whitney, to pick Whitney up from her house, once they beginning to. And she said something about, Robyn also talked about how Whitney wasn't comfortable with her jeans. And then she told her, they would go get her some jeans while they were out. And then she was talking about, Robyn also was talking about how, when Whitney was standing up on the corner of 5th and 7th Avenue, how a guy approached her from a modeling agency and how they had signed Whitney that day to a modeling contract. She also talked about how when Whitney met her family and when Whitney met her mom for the first time, how Whitney mom told her, "You look like an angel, but I know you're not." And that goes into the second chapter. The second chapter is called Like an Angel. And they talked about like doing a lot of different singing. Whitney was doing a lot of singing. She loved Shaka Khan, and she would sing Shaka Khan songs on Like an Angel on that part. And she also talked about her dad, how her dad, he liked Phyllis Hyman music, and like a music background, and how she would go and see Whitney sing. Also, said Whitney was telling her first recording studio was with Shaka Khan. She sung backup for Shaka Khan, and so that's connection with her and Shaka Khan. She also talked about her first time seeing Whitney sing at the New Hope Baptist Church, and how Whitney was part of a youth choir. And she sung a song about Christ coming down to save life, and how Jesus never answered them, for he knew that Satan was tempting him, and if he had come down from the cross, then my soul would still be lost. He would not come down from the cross just to save himself. He decided to die. So that was some of the lyrics that she saw when she saw Whitney perform at the New Hope Baptist Church. And then she realized then that Whitney was something special and something else, and like a great power inside of Whitney. And they had like a youth choir, and her cousin name was Larry, and he was part of the group, and he joined them after the service, where she saw Whitney sing at the youth department. Part of the youth department, she had a cousin named Larry, and he was older than them, and also a cousin named Felicia. She also talked about how they had refreshments after the show, after that Whitney performed at the youth department. They had refreshments, and how the lady had handed her a styrofoam plate filled with fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, and cornbread. And next, I will stop it here. And next, I will talk about Love Equals Love, on the part 2 of A Song for You by Robyn Crawford, My Life with Whitney Houston. So I'm going to stop it right here, and then I'll be back with the second part of the book.